Hey everybody, and welcome to Board Game Heaven. And in this episode I've got a very exciting game that I will be unboxing. It's Reichbusters Projekt Vril by Mythic Games, and I just recently received this and I cannot wait to open up all the boxes. So I will do separate videos for all the boxes that this game had to offer, starting with the core game. So let's quickly open it up and take a look. Reichbusters Projekt Vril by Mythic Games, which comes in a giant box. I mean, this is a pretty rather large box, and it is heavy. It is extremely heavy. So this is chock full of stuff. Alright, so at the back there's not an image here of what's in the box, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe, I don't know if the Kickstarter edition of the game is different from the retail edition, but usually I like to see what's in the game on the back of the box, or at least if you're making a multilingual language edition of the game, then you could, like other companies do, put in a leaflet in the appropriate language. And well, but anyway, I'm curious to see what's inside, so let's quickly open it up. So there we go. First of all, there's a mission book, which is a booklet of about 23 pages. That, of course, has all the missions and how that works. You know, how you set up your heroes and how you complete a mission, how you set up the map, a campaign mission and a raid mission. And then there's several missions in here. So, yeah. Wow, the really big ones. Raid setup. So you've got 6 campaign missions, and here's some raids. That's huge. It's pretty cool. On the back there's a small overview of the faction and the unit cards as well, that you can use as a quick reference. That's nice. Then we have the rule book. It's also not too big. That is about 31 pages of rules. It lists the contents there, the overview, the setup, your hero turn and the actions that you can take on those turns, how the dice work, and how you can spend your points. You have several tokens here. Noise is a big factor in this game. As you go, you're making noise and you're alerting the guards, and it will get more and more dangerous as the threat level rises. So basic actions are all listed here. Alright. Cards, tiles and rooms, room features, line of sight, the alarm mechanic in the game, types of enemies, patrolling enemy turns, the end of round phase and the end of turn. Now here's a list of all the components. You usually see that at the beginning of the rulebook, but here it is. There's quite a bit. So a whole lot of stuff in here. Wounds, all kinds of different cards, and the player dashboards, which are really cool. You'll get to see them. And of course the miniatures. Lots of items. So yeah, this will be a handy reference to have. And keywords and skills as well. There's 4.5 pages of keywords and skills. So yeah, though each character will only have a number of those, so you won't have to remember all of these at once, but in time, as you play more and more, and maybe with different characters, you will at some point know what these mean. But they're all in here for reference. And again, a quick reference on the back with all the different icons that you can find on cards, and tokens and map icons, etc. All right. So nice, we've got some dice. So really cool looking here. We got some black dice and some transparent red and white and green. So let's see the black ones. They have this star symbol on one side, and otherwise they have two blanks. They have 1, 2, and 3 of these hit symbols. Then we have these transparent red Vril dice. So this symbol, we have that star again and a blank, and then a 1, 2, and 3. Oh, pips if it stays focused there. So 1, 2, and 3 pips. The star, this character here, and a blank. All right, get 3 of those, and you get 5 each of these dice. So let's take a look at those as well. So we got this green one that has 2 blanks, the star with a shield symbol on it, a shield, and 2 shields and 3 shields. All right. And here we got this white die with these alarm icons on it. So one side is blank. We have the star again, and then we get 2 sides that have 1 of these siren tokens, a double and a triple alarm symbol. So we have those. All right, nice. I like custom dice. And then we got lots and lots of cards in different sizes. So we have these mini cards, and I'll just quickly show them to you, because otherwise this video will be an hour long. Now, of course, feel free to speed up the video and just watch this at 1.5 or 2 times the speed on YouTube. It's a handy feature if you just want to quickly see what is in the box. So we have these alarm cards, I guess. So stuff that happens. So there's plenty of those. We have these cards, so different level of alertness apparently. And then we have these cards, these spawn cards. I really dig the art in that. It's really cool. With green, orange, and red threat levels. And then that'll tell you what will spawn and where it will spawn. So we get a lot of those. All right. Then we have more of these cards, and that tells you an effect that happens, I don't know. All right, so all kinds of conditions, I guess, that you can have. All right. Then let's open up these cards. So these are packing crates. Well, there are different things here. So we have desks you can search with stuff on it. We got covered corpses. All right. We got Vril containers. So I guess you can simply search all of these and see what's on the other side of those cards. Cages, dog cage, for example, contraband. All right, so all kinds of cages. We have stage curtains. So there might be some soldiers behind those or whatever. Church altars, secret passage. Ooh. Divine intervention. Praise the Lord. All right, 3 of those. So I guess you encounter these in several maps. Here's the Enigma machine. Nice. And packing crates. All right, so searchable things. Then we have these cards for all the different characters. So there we go. So we got Sarge. Let's just take a look at those then. So he's a bullet magnet. I got this Line him up, untouchable, keep it up, advance. Well, all kinds of cards to use when you're playing the character named Sarge. Here's one more. Cool. And you get one for a set of these for each of the heroes. So you get Red Hawk, you get Quentin, and there's Claudine from the French Resistance. We got Brick, badass commando. All right, so we have all of those, and then we have these cards for the bad guys. So let's take a look at those. Here is Gisela Gruber. Oh, it's double-sided. And that is there's a difference there, yep. So maybe when she's wounded, you get this, I don't know. She does look a bit wounded there on the artwork. So we have that. Oh, there's just one, or are they mixed up somehow? Here is the Vril Panzer. That is an awesome mini that I will show you in a bit. So that's just one side. So only she is double-sided. It's probably a boss. Another Vril Panzer. General Rolfsy, again double-sided here when wounded. General Wolf can be flipped around and has different stats. Here's a Cannoneer, a soldier with a huge gun. A Sturmangriff. It's really cool. Professor Markham. Here's a lead scientist. Another scientist. A tracking bomber. A couple of those. Experiment 601. And another experiment with a dog. A dog. Regular dog. As zombies, we have zombies as well. Of course. Some soldiers, an officer. Alright, so those are all the enemy unit cards. We have this Reichbusters headquarters team card. Here's another Team Kestrel. Alright. Team Falcon, Team Vulture, Team Harrier. Alright, awesome. Well, let's take a look at these. So this is basically a reference card that each player can have with all of these icons on it again. And more of these raid faction. Okay, so when you're playing a raid, you can use those cards. And then there's mission cards, which is also very handy. Mission reference cards. So mission 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also quite convenient. And there's maps here as well. Alright, so we have those. And these are raid objective cards. 4 of those. So that's plenty of cards there. Alright. So what else do we have then? Of course, the minis. We have these boxes full of minis. And we have the tiles and all the punch boards with the tokens. And that is, of course, very heavy. That's most of the weight right there. This is all that cardboard. So let's open that up first and take a look at that. Okay, so we have these T sections here, double-sided, with a lot of tokens. There's a lot of tokens. But they look really nice. There's some cool artwork on them. Very recognizable weaponry there. So yeah, cool. And then there's another board with more of these alarm track tokens, boards, basically. Here's a cross section, some doors there, and they're all double-sided. Here's more doors and tokens. So you get plenty of those. More here. There you go. And we get some more of these nice looking rooms. Oh, well, this pops out, so let me just show that to you. That looks really cool. And here is a room with some benches. And over here, there is a corridor and a room with some tables with some corpses on it, doing experiments, no doubt. Officers' quarters. All right. Then we have some more here. So what's that? That looks like the top of a U-boat. So this is what you call that, a place where they can board the submarine. Like a hangar, but for boats. Really cool. More corridors. And again, double-sided. The fancy corridors on one side and the more factory-looking designs on the other. Same here. So that's basically more or less the same. The art is slightly different. There are some variations in the artwork. That's nice. Here's some bunks, storage rooms. Really cool. There's plenty of them, so you can build quite the map with these, as we have seen in the mission book. All right, here's another big room, or he punched out a bit, with some more tokens. Wow, they even have a theater. And here is a foundry, it seems, where they're making these Vril units, these batteries. A big room here. Still more. That's a whole lot of tiles. And more here. So that's pretty nice. And you'll notice that these lines here divide some of these rooms into sections, so that's important for gameplay. So we've went through all the cards and all the tokens, etc. Let's dig into the minis. Let's start with this box first. So there we go. Look at that. Look at that. All those minis there, they are jam-packed full here. So wow, let me see. So that's one of those zombie soldiers. He's wearing armor, pretty heavy looking metal armor, and this Vril battery on the top there that powers him or her, whatever it is, zombie it. So we get several of those, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then we have some of these scientists that we saw in the cards holding a Vril container. Really cool. And they're all cast in a greenish gray. So they are gray, but they have a slight greenish hue to them. It's pretty cool. There's 3 of those. Then we have these heavy soldiers with a hammer. Really cool. Again, fully armored in this heavy metal armor with all those rivets. And he's carrying this big shield that also has a small cannon, it seems. So maybe they can fire that from the inside. I don't know. Seems pretty cool. And again, this giant unit on his back that holds a Vril container. So these Nazis have been experimenting with Vril energy and building all these strange new soldiers. So there's 4 of those. And then we have these experiments, which is really freaky. So we got, you know, what used to be a soldier combined with, I don't know, strange DNA. Because they have these extra arms. Also armored with some metal. And he even grew a tail with a blade on the back. They replaced the legs with these kind of like spring heels. Really creepy looking. And he still has the 2, well, smaller arms with blades on them. And the 2 big, creepy looking, biologically engineered alien looking arms. So yeah. There's 4 of those in this tray. And these little skittering spider droids. It's pretty cool. That will follow you around. Yeah, these are pretty nice. I really like that. And I also like that the bases actually have metal plating looking structures on them. So that's pretty cool. Nice to paint those. Alright, so that was the top tray. And then there's a bottom tray which has a nice cover. There's more sculpts and different sculpts. So we got these regular soldiers with a machine gun helmet on, a long coat. It's also pretty cool again with the pre-sculpted bases. That's really nice. So we have 2, 4, 8, 10 of those, no, 8 of those. Oh, there's the same ones here as well, so double that. And, oh, we got dogs. These German Shepherds. Also pretty nice. So we have 4 of those in this tray. Yeah, these are all the same sculpts, so let's take a look at these. This is that bigger experiment dogs they experimented on, and they have 3 of those Vril containers on their back, some metal plating. So yeah, nasty looking creatures. These 2 very small front paws there, and these 2 mutated bigger arms. Poor dogs. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 of those as well. And we have 4 of these heavy gunners. So basically a soldier completely armored from top to toe. Fully armored with a giant, sort of like a minigun, heavy cannon. Really cool. So we have those, and then we have these officers with their hat and their Luger gun, looks like. And I have to say, I am pretty happy with the level of detail on all of these minis that I've seen so far. It's really cool. All right, so those were all the minis in that box, in that tray. Let me just put that to the side for now. And then we have finally this tray, which holds the big guys and the character boards, and of course the heroes. We haven't seen the heroes yet, so let me take that off. So here they are, the player boards. It's really cool. So you have spots for all of these tokens with a little slant here, so you can push down and easily take them out again. And you have tokens here, some weapons go here, and it's crates, so I guess, items that you find, and your character card goes there. And that looks really nice, as you can see. So I've seen people already on Facebook painting these as well, and all the miniatures. So yeah, really, really, really nice there. And you get 4 of those, because it's a 4-player game maximum. And then, well, let's leave the big guy for last. Let's take a look at the heroes first. Now, forgive me that I forgot the names already. I think this was Sarge. So he's carrying a machine gun, and he's charging ahead with his revolver, shouting orders. He's got a shotgun on the back in his backpack. Lots of gear, a belt. So let's see, that was Sarge. Then we have this lady here with no, it's not a flamethrower, but it's a big looking gun with a muffler, I think, or silencer. Standing on a crate. She's also got a backpack with another gun, some items there, like grenades. Yep. Also lots of detail, folds in the pants and the clothing and everything. Wearing a beret. Okay. Then we have the sniper here. It's pretty cool. Taking aim through her scope. Standing on a box of ammunition. With a cape. Cloak. It's also very nice. Lots of detail. I like the poses. It looks very dynamic. Really, really like, especially I like this one. It's just very cool looking pose. Taking aim through that giant sniper gun. All right. So here we have a hero that I seem to not recall seeing a card for. He's wielding a hammer and a wrench, and he's got big scars, so you know he's been experimented on as well, seeing as he has indeed some things here built into his spine with 2 of these Vril units, Vril containers. So yeah, he may have been saved from the German experiments and is now taking revenge. Here's Brick, I believe, with the big guns, wielding 2 of them. A nice and over the top big soldier with the big bullet chains there hanging from his backpack, and he's got some on his belt as well. Really cool. And finally, there is this guy here with the daggers. So he seems to me to be the sneaky type, running in the shadows and stabbing people. He's got a bow even, and some rope and some grenades. Really like that all of these characters are very geared up. They've got a lot of stuff on them. All right, so here again another scientists. I think that's more or less the same as the ones we already saw. Let me just take a quick look and take one of these. Yes, that does indeed look very much the same. So that's the 4th scientist. We have this woman that we saw the card for, Gisela Gruber. So she's holding some kind of strange artifact and a staff that presumably is also powered by Vril energy. And we get two of these guys again. So we've seen them, the zombies. Two extra. Here is the character. I forgot the name. I was trying to look it up, but he sits in a walking chair. These spider legs there, which is of course also powered by Vril. There's the engine. There's the Vril containers. Looks really cool. It's tiny mechanical legs, and he's sitting in there, looking mean, nasty, and pointing his mechanical arm. It's really cool. Lots of detail, lots of rivets going on there in the steel. And then finally we have this Vril Panzer, giant, as big as my hand, big well, mech unit. And yeah, it's huge. It's got giant shield, this big gun. The gun is powered by Vril. The armor is powered by Vril. And that just looks amazing. Look at all the gears and the pistons and the rivets. Lots of detail in this. You can just already imagine that giant thing stomping towards you. You better get out of the way when this thing starts shooting. It's got some bullet holes, some dents in the armor. And I like the fact that on top it has this hatch. So on its head, you open the hatch and somebody can crawl in, presumably. So the head is like, you know, the turret of a tank. Really cool. And that is just enormous compared to one of the heroes here. As you can see, that is just amazing. Cool. All right. I think that was it. So that was my unboxing of the core game Reichbusters Projekt Vril by Mythic Games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and keep an eye out for the other unboxings of all the other boxes on my channel as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.